Scott Van Pelt here at ESPN. This astounding and unprecedented story continues to evolve. At halftime with Adrian Wojnarowski, I suggested that we would speak to him soon. I had no idea that it would be this soon. He has just tweeted within the past 2 minutes that the NBA is suspending the season.
One of the things there's no guarantee about is that football is even going to start on time, given what's currently happening in the world.
The NCAA has made the decision to cancel the men's and women's tournament. What's your reaction?
That started in China and is now spreading throughout the world, that are now present in Europe. The European Union failed to take the same precautions and restrict travel from China and other hotspots. As a result, a large number of new clusters in the United States were seeded by travelers from Europe. And taking early, intense action, we have seen dramatically fewer cases of the virus in the United States. My fellow Americans, tonight I want to speak with you about our nation's unprecedented response to the coronavirus outbreak and issue the highest level of travel warning on other countries as the virus spread its horrible infection.
And I think the numbers are going to get progressively better as we go along. We have it very much under control in this country.
Because of all we've done, the risk to the American people remains very low. We will significantly reduce the threat to our citizens, and we will ultimately and expeditiously defeat this virus. Coming in from China, we're going to see what happens, but we did shut it down, yes. You know, a lot of people think that goes away in April with the heat, as the heat comes in. We're in great shape, though. You know, in April, supposedly, it dies with the hotter weather. Looks like by April, you know, in theory, when it gets a little warmer, it miraculously goes away. I hope that's true.
And I think the numbers are going to get progressively better as we go along. We have it very much under control in this.
Federally mandated quarantine in over 50 years. We declared a public health emergency. Today, the World Health Organization officially announced that this is a global pandemic. We have been in frequent contact with our allies, and we are marshaling the full power of the federal government and the private sector to protect the American people. This is the most aggressive and comprehensive effort to confront a foreign virus in modern history. I am confident that by counting and continuing to take these tough measures, we will significantly reduce the threat to our citizens, and we will ultimately and expeditiously defeat this virus. From the beginning of time, nations and people have faced unforeseen challenges.
Is my N95 mask that I will be wearing for the whole day. It's a little hard to breathe, but it stays on the whole day. And this is a second mask, just surgical mask that goes over the N95 to protect it from any splashes or droplets or secretions that may come up. And lastly are these. It's one form of eye protection to protect your eyes from splashes. A high-risk procedure like intubating a patient, meaning putting the patient on a ventilator. We have full-face masks that cover the entire area and all your equipment, and after you're done with the procedure, that comes off and we wipe that down.
Supposing we hit the body with a tremendous, whether it's ultraviolet or just very powerful light, and I think you said that has him in check, but you're going to test it. And then I said, supposing you brought the light inside the body, which you can do, either through the skin or in some other way. And I think you said you're going to test that too. Sounds interesting. Right, and then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning? Because you see it gets on the lungs and it there's a tremendous number of them, so it'd be interesting to check that. So that you're going to have to use medical doctors with. But it sounds interesting to me.
Numbers are going down, and I feel very strongly that they are definitely being hyped up.
They've taken something and blown it so far out of proportion that it's destroying our country.
There's no question about it. This is a tough virus. It kicks the heck out of you if you get sick. But we believe that there's been an overreaction to the close down. And the damage that's being caused, people in the gig economy that are out of work, small businesses that are shut down. If you wait 2 years for a cure, they're all going to be destroyed.
Our state to be opened up. We're tired of not being able to buy the things that we need, go to the hairdressers, get our hair done. It's time to open up.
If asymptomatic people go back to work, they could infect other people who could die.
Okay, that's an interesting hypothesis.
It's a fact.
Yeah, sure it is.
You don't believe that? That's science. That's indisputable.
That's interesting. If they're asymptomatic, how do they know that they have it or don't have it?
Well, they don't. That's the point.
So it's mysterious. So it's just this thing that they're saying.
So what, is this all a big conspiracy theory?
It's your conspiracy.
So today I'm issuing an executive.
Texas is back in business. That's the message from Governor Greg Abbott, but there is a catch. It's a slow rollout that will be done in phases.
A more strategic approach is required to ensure that we don't reopen only to have to shut down once again.
By the end of this week, 1 out of every 3 Americans, or roughly 116 million people, will see stay-at-home orders eased in their state. Texas and Florida among the largest, hoping to get their economies back on track.
What is our biggest obstacle? Fear. Fear of the unknown. Fear sparked by constant doom and gloom and hysteria that has permeated our culture.
And brutal reality check tonight. Some of the worst fears of public health experts now outlined in projections provided to the government and reported today that show the number of daily coronavirus deaths in the U.S. could nearly double to 3,000 a day.
By Friday, at least 20 days, though restrictions remain widely in place. In Montana, churches resume services, while restaurants and bars can soon serve customers if they keep diners apart. Ohio planning to allow construction and manufacturing to resume too.
Reopen, and nationwide, healthcare workers continue to remind people that the pandemic isn't over.
There is definitely a leap of faith in this that's a little bit scary.
All the states set to reopen do share one thing in common. None have met the White House guidelines calling for a 14-day drop in coronavirus cases.
When we take a step forward, we don't want to take 2 steps back.
Search tracking cell phone movements shows a national decline of Americans keeping their social distance. In New York, a police officer punched a bystander after attempting to enforce social distancing orders. In Michigan, 3 people now charged with killing a security guard who was shot after a dispute with a customer over a face mask.
And yet, new coronavirus cases. Governor Abbott defending his decision and telling residents over 65 to stay inside.
The fight to reopen and to save lives.